Hi, my name is Savyanshi Patel and I'm from class 6. Today I'm going to be talking about the technical uses of water around the world. Before we get started, do you know the history of water? Water is life, and life on Earth is linked to water. Our existence is dependent on water or the lack of it in many ways. And one could say that our whole civilization is built on the use of water. It was found by chemist Henry Cavendish. Let me explain you. Our existence is basically dependent on water, means that we cannot even live without water or the lack of it. And we use water in our daily activities in many ways, and our life is linked to water, and all the living things, everyone's life is linked on water, and the earth's life is linked to water. Next, let's get started with our uses. Here are the main 4 social uses. Number 1, uses of water in pharmaceutical companies. Water for pharmaceutical use is not only used for cleaning and rinsing process required in processing plant, it is also used for cleaning reactors. Water is a main raw material for various applications for different formulations, cosmetics, and lotions, etc. Now let me explain. The water that is used in pharmaceutical companies is not only used for cleaning and rinsing processes in processing plants, it is also used for cleaning reactors. And basically, water is a main raw material for various applications and different applications, such as for different formulations, for different cosmetics, for different lotions, etc. Number 2, rainwater harvesting system. Rainwater harvesting is a method of collecting and storing rainwater using different technologies. This is a very useful method during water crisis. Rainwater harvesting prevents floods, and during droughts, it helps in supplying water. It also reduces soil erosion. Let me explain. Now, rainwater harvesting system is basically a method of collecting and storing rainwater. Whenever it rains, all the water that comes out, you want to store it and collect it and keep it during need times, then you can follow this system, the rainwater harvesting system. All you got to do is to collect, store, and using different and varieties of technologies. And it is a very, very useful method during water crisis. And in droughts, it helps us supplying water, it reduces soil erosion, and it even prevents flood. So that means it's also eco-friendly. Number 3, hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity is the electricity that is made by the movement of water. It is usually made with dams that block a river to make a reservoir or collect water that is pumped there. When the water is released, the huge pressure behind the dam forces the water down to the pipes that lead to a turbine. This makes the turbine spin, which rotates a generator that makes electricity. This use of infinite energy produces less pollutions. Nowadays, many countries are adopting this method for the use of electricity. Let me explain. Now, hydroelectricity is basically the electricity that is made by the movement of water. And I'm sure you must have heard dams. Yes, that's the most important part in hydroelectricity process. So what do the dams do? They block a river to make a reservoir, or they sometimes even collect water that is pumped there. And once the water is let go or released, the huge pressure which is behind the dam, it forces the water to go down to the pipes, and these pipes lead to a turbine. And now, when you can also imagine when the water, let me explain here with my mouse. Here's basically water reservoir of a dam, and when the water flows down, it goes to some these pipes, and these pipes lead to a turbine. Now this makes the turbine spin. Because the force of the water, it makes the turbine spin, and this turbine is connected with a generator that when the turbine starts spinning, the generator also starts spinning, which makes the electricity that passes out, and this use of infinite energy literally produces less pollution. And nowadays, many countries are adopting this method for the use of electricity. Number 4, uses of water in chemical industries. Water for use in industries include food, paper, chemical, refined petroleum, or metals. Water in boilers and cooling towers to ensure efficiency. Manufacturing and industry uses water during the production for either creating the product or cooling the equipment used in the product. Water is a main component for manufacturers of semiconductors and chips, which are used in everyday computers, cell phones, and automobiles. Let me explain now. Water used in industries basically include a lot of things such as food, paper, chemical, refined petroleum, or even metals. Now, the waters which are stored basically in the boilers or the cooling towers ensure that the efficiency of manufacturing, and the industry uses water for during the production for either basically creating the product or for cooling the things or the equipments which are used in the product. Water is a main component for manufacturers of semiconductor and chips. Obviously, not the eating chips. These chips are the chips which are used in our everyday computers, cell phones, automobiles, smartphones, tablets, iPads, laptops, etc. Thanks for watching. Hope you like my video. And the best is yet to come.